All right, everybody, we're back with a brand new Integrative Health Coach Success podcast. Can't wait to debut this show here today, and that is because it is our first show of the new year. And with that, of course, we want to be able to bring you your New Year's Health Coach business success plan, and that means going through what I call brass tacks. So it's a term that I heard many, many years ago, but I love the term. It basically just means like, let's get down to business. Let's get down to what we really need to talk about as to what works. And I use this in every different phase of my life. So if I'm working with a health coaching client, I say, all right, let's get down to brass tacks. There's a million things that you could do. Here are the critical few things that matter. You don't need to worry about doing these little things over here or those little things over there. You don't need to worry about lying on an acupressure mat. You don't need to, okay, all of those things can be good, but that's not what's going to improve your Hashimoto's. It's not what's going to take down your LDL from being 240 to a reasonable number, right? It's like, I go through, here are the things that would be nice to have. Here are the things you're already doing, which is great. So you don't need to do all new things because you're already doing those. Let's do those or a little bit more of them, but let's go over the things that you are missing. And then when I go over those things that they're missing, they're like, I've heard of some of these things before. I'm like, great. I'm like, usually people have, but you're not implementing them. You're not doing them. And those are some of the critical few things that really matter. So on today's show, what I want to do is I want to bring you many things that you've heard before. I've definitely shared many of them on this Integrative Health Coach Success podcast. Now, remember, the only reason I do this show is because I want you to be more successful. I created the show to literally create competition with me and my team. It's kind of funny that I say that, but that's the truth. Like, nobody else does this. We create competition every time we bring on a new amazing IHP. We create competition every time we give all the tips that we are doing that works, right? We could save all of these for ourselves, but that's not what this is about. This community is about sharing and growing, and then sharing and growing some more. And so I am a big believer that a rising tide lifts all boats. And I have no doubt that if you get better and we continue to get better, and overall people around us in the industry are hearing, oh, these are the things that people are doing that work, that's what they're going to look for, right? That this is going to make all of us that much better because we're getting better results for our clients. But in order to do that, we need to get you more clients. So let's talk about that here today. So, and this could also be called the Brass Tack Show. So what I want to do is I want to go over all of the things that you should be doing. You might have heard about them before, but are you doing them? That is what I need you to ask yourself after I go over every single point. All right. So first things first, you need to get certified in the thing that you want to help people with. You might say, well, that seems kind of obvious. Okay, well, let's talk about that, right? So let's stick with the thyroid client today. Let's just say that that's your niche, right? I've talked about niches before. Now, again, if you're new to all of this, phenomenal. No problem at all. That's fantastic. Go to ihp.coach/podcasts. And then you will be able to see all of the back shows as to all of those great tips. Now, here's the other nice thing. If you get IHP level 1 certified, which I want you to do, we're going to talk about that. At the end of that, you get literally what we would offer for $4,000, and people do. They offer this all the time. This is the value of that course. You'll see it anywhere from like $3,500 up to $10,000. And it is 30 specific curated lessons as to how to build your business. Social media, avatar, niche, like all these great things. Why? Because we want you to be successful. We want to create competition for us, for everybody else. We want more good people in the field. Because remember, although what I believe we teach inside of IHP is the top of the industry, the top 1%. There's other great information as well. I'm not saying that. But here's what we want. It does not affect and create amazing change in this world if you are not working with clients. So if you can't share that information with them, it kind of falls on deaf ears, right? We don't want that. So we want to get you out there serving others. So first, get certified. That's IHP level 1 or your favorite certification, because we have a lot of people listening to this podcast. Now, it could be in personal training. It could be in massage therapy. It could be in any of those things. Phenomenal. But then you need to think about, do I have enough knowledge in the one type of client that I want to serve? Now, you might say, but I want to help everybody. Great. But that is a recipe for helping no one, because you need to speak to one particular client in order for you to get noticed. You might have a lot of knowledge. I'm going to share with you how to share that knowledge in just a second. But for right now, you need to get certified, and you need to make sure that you know how to serve that one client. All right, so let's go into it. So you've got a client and you help clients with low thyroid, hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, right? So low thyroid. All right. So we've got two different parts to that. So we need to say, how would we help this client? Now, if you're looking at it from an IHP perspective, ideally, you want to know how to run labs. So you get IHP 2 certified. Okay. So you can start working when you're IHP level 1 certified, but you get level 2, now you know how to read the labs. You might say, okay, well, I need the stress hormone metabolism test because that shows their thyroid levels. It shows how cortisol affects thyroid, and then it shows potentially estrogen dominance or high testosterone levels, low vitamin D, high insulin, high hemoglobin A1C, all sorts of things that would affect hormones. Great. But if you're also helping clients with Hashimoto's and other issues, we want to look at inflammation levels with the omega-6 to omega-3 inflammation test. We want to look at food sensitivities. We want to look at gut health, like the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, right? So there are other ones we want to look at. So ideally, you learn how to run the big 5. Now, that is how you're going to adequately help your thyroid client, because you say, okay, thyroid client comes to me, they present with typical thyroid symptoms, low mood, low energy, brain fog, dry skin, thinning hair, at least let's just say they come in with 3 to 6 different symptoms. Okay. Cold hands and feet, like all of the things. So what do we want? Well, we want to say, all right, based on that, let's look at the underlying root cause. So we run the labs. Great. Now here's the thing. You know now what you need to do in order to get certified. So you've got that knowledge. Now you don't have to know everything. You just need to know what you need to know in order to help that one client. Now you can run the labs. You can work the protocols as to whatever you find for deficiencies and toxicities, right? So that's the whole de-stress protocol: the diet, the exercise, the stress reduction, the tox removal, rest, emotional-based balance, scientifically backed supplements, success mindset, right? So that's from level 1. Level 2 is the labs. You're good to go. Now, what do you need to do? Now you need to let clients know, I'm available. I can help you, right? It doesn't matter if you've worked with 10 clients, 100 clients, or no clients. You need to get out there telling people, no, I can help you. How do you tell people that you can help them? You get on social media, you do lunch and learns locally, you do networking, you do whatever it is, and all of it if you can, to let people know that I have this information. And the way that you share that information is through helpful posts on social media. Now, there are other ways of doing it, but that's the easiest way. If you can get on podcasts, if you can get on other things, great. But if you show up every day on social media, you might reach 50 people. Okay. 50 people is fantastic because you're only looking for one client, right? So okay, I like those odds. So your goal is to show up sharing what information? You're going to share information on high cholesterol? Not necessarily, unless it's related to thyroid, because low thyroid can lead to higher levels of cholesterol. Are you going to share information on men over 40 workout plans? No, because it's probably not your audience, right? So it's share what is relevant to that one client. And you might say, well, I want to work with all sorts of clients. Okay, trust me, I get that. I understand. I'm going to share a story in just a moment of how you're going to work with all the clients in the world. All right, so what are we doing? We're getting the knowledge, essentially. Then we are on the one client we want to work with because that's our niche. Oftentimes, it's what we suffered from. And so we want to help that type of client because we have the story, we have the empathy, we get the knowledge because we've had to just to help ourselves. Then we help that client. So that's the easiest one. It is the easiest thing, right? Help other people how you helped yourself or a family member or a child. It is a great way to do it. Now, not the thing for everyone, but for 8 out of 10 health coaches, it's a great way to go, whether it's weight loss, thyroid, hormones, etc. All right. So the next one is this. The next is that you're going to get your information out there to the world on this one particular topic. So you get known as the thyroid guy or thyroid girl. That's what it's really all about. You are the person when needed or when they need to share and refer out, you're that person. Now, after that, very simple, get them over there to set up your free discovery call. You might say, I don't have a website. Okay, well, don't let that stop you from moving forward. So inside of that little link on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, whatever it is, set up your free discovery call today. And then that link is just to a free Calendly or anything else that you want it to be. So that sets up the free call, 20-minute to 30-minute consultation where you talk with them, and I have a whole podcast on that, about whatever their greatest ailment is, which, by the way, are going to be symptoms of thyroid issues because you're the thyroid person, right? Okay, great. So now when you do enough of those calls, what's going to happen? Well, eventually you're going to be able to convert 8 to 9 out of 10 people. So 8 to 9 out of every 10 people are going to become clients. Now, is this hard sales? No, not at all. There's no real sales. I just wanted to tell you that. Like, I'm not a salesperson. Here's the thing. If I am conveying a message to you and you believe I can help you and I believe I can help you and I lay out a plan as to how I'm going to help you, you typically will sign up, right? Like, because you filled out the form, you took the time to be on the call, you're not a person to waste your time. So that's it. Like, you're going to sign up unless it's an unreasonable price that I'm charging. Like, that's basically it. And so we're not going to charge anything unreasonable that the average person would feel, at least starting out. Now, if you think, so here's the thing. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to charge $290 a month. And that includes not just your call, but it includes your weekly follow-up and accountability check-ins and adjustments to their plan each month. Great. So, and if you think that that's too much, please listen to episode 364, ihp.coach/364. Because I'm telling you right now, if you are charging less than that, it's up to you, but it does not mean that you are serving more people. Okay. It just doesn't mean that. All right. So next up, here's what we do. In the beginning, maybe only 1 out of every 2 people that you speak with sign up. Well, that's okay. Like, you might then understand more about your messaging and how you're coming across and working the process of the free discovery call, that free consultation. But here's what happens though. No matter what, 1 client becomes 2. 2 clients become 4. 4 clients become 8. 8 clients become 16 clients through referrals. And here's why. You are not going to wait until a client gets results in order to ask for a referral. After you complete your discovery call, you're going to sign them up. You're going to sign them up to typically a 3-month package. Okay. Then, and if you don't know what the 3-month package is, lots of podcasts on that. So here's the thing though. After your first real call with them, that full intake where you recommend the labs and you make the recommendations most likely for let's call it a 21-day detox plus the specific labs and this maybe a sleep protocol, whatever they need just to get started, right? Not the whole thing, just the basics before you get your results back that you'll talk about in month 2. And then month 3 will be adjusting the plan. So here's the thing though. After that first great call, they're going to be excited. You listen to them for an hour. You made recommendations. They're going to be like, this is great. This is the person for me. You ask for a referral at the end of the call, and you don't ask for it in any hardcore manner or sales manner. Just say, hey, Sarah, it was great speaking with you here today. I love working with clients like yourself. I know you're dedicated to getting to your end goal, and I can't wait to help you get there. If you can think of anybody else who has health-related goals that's looking to either get in the best shape of their life or to improve their overall wellness, I would love it if you just refer over my email address to them, and I'd be happy to connect with them for a free discovery call. And then that's it. Like, that's literally it. And then you could follow up the same way through email, or once you feel comfortable, you could even say, if you know anyone, I'm happy to reach out to them today as well. Like, that's it. So it's like just the basics. That's all you need to do. So that's how 1 client becomes 2, 2 clients becomes 4, 4 become 8. Because you have to remember, all of these people are recommending 1. So you keep the client you have, right? Then you add a new one. And 8 becomes 16. And when that happens, just through referrals, you have to understand is that is already a $60,000 a year business. Now, that may not blow your socks off, but for a lot of people, that is great money to be able to work from home anywhere in the world. And it's just the start, because that's less than 1 appointment a day, right? It's 4 appointments a week. So it's like Monday through Thursday, you work with 1 individual. That's pretty good pay for that 1 appointment per week, right? And so what I'm saying to you though, is that doesn't include your ambassador-based work, any commissions you're receiving, whatever it might be, and it's just the beginning. So if you're not there yet, we just need to then go back to the beginning. Are you doing the things that we laid out? Like, have you gotten the certification, the knowledge, to then be able to teach the thing to the 1 client you're looking to serve? And as I bring it full circle, all of the referrals are not necessarily thyroid. So now you get to work with kids with food sensitivity or skin rashes, men with over 40 and they're looking to rebalance their hormones. You can work with anybody. Like, that's the truth. But you need to speak to 1 audience in order for them to view you as the expert in that space. That's how this works. That is how we've been able to help coaching clients over and over and over. That's the goal. So we are going to teach level 3 and mastery for the first 6 months of the year, and then look for something big coming from IHP in order to be able to implement this for many people in our community. That's our goal. But we'd like to do one thing at a time, have it be successful. So I can't wait to debut Mastery and Level 3 coming over the next week or so. If you're not a part of those, of course, you can check them out at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. We'd love you to join before we open both of those. And this is the exciting thing. So then the last question people say is, well, how fast can I go from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16? And that's just, again, it's literally 16 a month that's not a whole lot of clients. If there's 22 or 23 working days in a month, as I said before, it's 1 client a day for Monday through Thursday. And so what I want to share with you is how fast can you get there? Well, it's how fast can you implement what I just stated before that. Now, you can do more, there's no doubt about it, but the problem is people spend 2 months designing their logo, 2 months designing business cards, instead of going out there, sharing the information. And even if you're not ready to start working with clients, share the information, start to build up an audience so that when you do debut your health coaching services, you're ready and your audience is there. And all of a sudden, instead of getting 1 new person, you might get 5 to 10 as you've been able to share. Because the law of reciprocity is real. You need to give, right? So give great information. People say, well, if I give the information away, nobody will need to work with me. That's not true. They still need to implement the plan, right? And they need the plan. They need the full plan in the first place. So that is why IHPs are uniquely suited to rise to the top in the health industry, because they can help people from a full service standpoint. You get the whole de-stress protocol, bio-individualized for you, and you get the at-home lab testing, which actually looks at what you need, your deficiencies and toxicities. So the goal is this: re-listen to the show, write down the different steps. If you haven't already implemented them, implement those steps, because this is truly what works, right? So my goal for you is always to fail forward faster. And when people hear that word, they hate the word fail. I get it. But in the beginning, when you're doing discovery calls, you're only able maybe to get 1 out of every 2 clients, as I said, to become a client. Eventually, it's going to be 80 to 90%, which is what we always did in my clinics in Boston, to becoming a client. And that just simply takes time. So when a new personal trainer, nutritionist, whoever would come on board, we'd say, why didn't that person sign up? Oh, it was always money. It's always money, right? That's always the excuse. It's not. It's you didn't show the value. And so when they started then to get better 12 weeks later, 16 weeks later, and they were converting 80, 90% of people to clients, I'm like, have the clients changed? No, of course not. You'd think they probably changed. They're the same exact people who always come in. What changed was you. You got better. You were able to convey your expertise and your true value with confidence. And that is what people were looking for. They want the confidence to know that if they work with you, they're not wasting their time. It's not even just about the money. It's about they don't want to waste their time. They don't want to be disappointed. They want to get the results they are looking for. And I have no doubt that you were able to provide that for them. So hopefully today's show was helpful. I would love to hear your thoughts, hear your feedback, hear your comments. And all the show notes from today will be at ihp.coach/368. Have an amazing start to the new year. Can't wait to hear your success story soon.